Part of me is tempted to do this movie review backwards, just for the sake of this movie, because Irreversible, another request by Bobby, another Gas with No Way movie, is definitely what it sounds like. And on this episode of Movie Breakdowns, I'm gonna hop into it. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdowns. I'm your host, Ali Zakka. And before I get started, is there a movie review you want me to do? Let me know. Please put in the comments below and I get to it as best I can. I'll have a Patreon, patreon.com/AliZakka. And for $2 a month, get the cut in front of everybody, get your review out way before it comes on Facebook and YouTube and get more content. Now, let's go and get on today's episode of 2002's Irreversible by Gas with No Way. Any other thoughts? Not really. I think the hour and 37-minute length was long enough. This movie, timeline-wise, worked. You know what? I give props to breaking the movie up in different parts like that and then changing around where you're watching it in order, but the scenes are misplaced, so therefore you got to put together the scenes. I thought that was a kind of neat little nod there. You probably won't see any other director try that because you can lose the audience real quick, and so we'll see how this review do when I do that. Is this a Friday night movie? No, this is not a Friday night movie. Watch your friends and family. Actually, this movie's not even rated, so give me a heads up of that. Alright, let's go ahead and get into cast directing. So, Gas with No Way is the director of this movie. Irreversible came out 2002, like I just stated, it's an hour and 37 minutes. It's a crime, drama, and mystery movie. It's directed by Gas with No Way and written by Gas with No Way. The cast, you got Monica Bellucci, who plays Alex. Thought she did a great job, solid work, good for her. Vincent Castle, who played Marcus, he did a good job as well. Albert Dupontel, who played Pierre, good for him. And then Joe Prestige, who played Letinia, horrible man. I did not like him, but good job acting for him. It's just a horrible guy. Like, the acting in this movie was great, but those are the guys I want to point out. Anything else I didn't really like about this movie? Not really. I think the shaky cam was the one thing that really bothered me, like, to be honest. I feel like everything else was solid. Like, you do have to watch the movie multiple times. Like, not multiple times, you do have to watch the movie at least a second time. Like, once I got done watching it, I kind of went back and just put together scenes to put together that puzzle of what exactly was going on. And then I realized, okay, I see what happens. I see that I put, one and one together or reverse one and one together, figure out what's going on. But yeah, I thought that was a very intriguing thing to do here in this movie. So, props for being different. Gasper, just not. It's 2002 movies. It's probably one of your early. I don't know what his earlier works were. I don't know how long he's been directing, but 2002 is early 2000s. So, I can see just try to shake it up during that time. It's not as colorful as Into the Void, it's not as colorful as Climax, but those are later movies. So the color in the movies and those movies are more pop at your face because light. Not even night scene because there was a nightclub in this, but it wasn't as colorful. Like this movie right here is more dark and dull of a movie compared to the other ones. And I feel like this one right here will have a trigger warning in it if you go watch this movie, so just be aware of that. Bobby, who requested this movie, gave me the heads up on that as well, and it's just as disturbing as he stated it's going to be. Like, it's a scene where a person gets taken advantage of, sexually get taken advantage of, and it's not a. Most movies don't sit in it; they move on. But this guy, no way, wanted to sit in it and just let us witness the scene, and it's horrible because there's nothing you can do about it. All you do is sit and watch. And there's actually a guy who shows up in the scene, looks at what's going on, and walks away. And you're just like, this is messed up. So there is a very big trigger warning with this movie. You decide to go watch it. If you just want to hear the review, I'm gonna go ahead and hop into it. So 2002 Irreversible by Gas with No Way is exactly what it sounds like. It is irreversible. It's pretty much like the movie's in backwards, and the whole movie is actually backwards, which is actually the biggest thing about it. So, like, if you have not seen this movie, go watch it and then come back, because the whole movie is 100% backwards. Now, Gas with No Way, the last two movies I watched, Climax and Into the Void, both have done the whole, reverse opening. The credit is the opening thing of the movie. I thought about doing a movie review in that such a way where like the credit, the ending part is gonna be the beginning of the movie and then so on and so on. But I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. I thought about it as be a little too much work, and I'd like to talk about movies and try to do the whole thing. I don't want to confuse the audience who watches movies, just like how you might get confused watching the movie the first time. So, like, I picked up on what was happening because the characters didn't change that much. Like, the scenes the characters in, it was there, but like it's almost, and it's not like the movie's going backwards itself, like as in the characters are doing things backwards. No, the scenes are in different spots. Like the ending scene of the movie is actually the first 15-20 minutes of the movie. The climax of the movie is definitely in the beginning of the movie, and it opens up like somebody's looking for somebody in a club, and they find the guy, and the dude about to beat him up, but his friend jumps in, knocks him out, and pretty much his friend gets revenge on this guy. But we watching, you like, what is happening, what's going on, and then you watch the next scene, and the next scene is actually them searching for this guy they're looking for in the club, but it looks like they're going forward when the movie's actually going backwards, but the scenes are still playing forward. That makes sense. I just confused half the audience there. So I actually might do this in this review. So you watching this review right now, you might notice some scenes gonna be out of place because I'm trying to give you the expression of what Gaps in the Way is doing. But I'm not going to tell you what's going on. You're just going to figure it out until it actually happens. And then you meet this scene right here. So right now, you and me are now having a moment with like, oh, this is what he meant just a few moments ago when he was doing this, because I'm going to do it right now. Screw it. Throwing caution to the wind. This review is going to be all over the place because this movie is all over the place. You hear what I'm saying? But it's not all over the place. It's still in line. It's just a little over everywhere. So this movie review is going to be the same thing. So, yeah. You're welcome, Gaps in the Way. Hope you're watching this review, because you're not watching this review. But if you happen to come across this review for some whatever reason, if somebody shows you the review of some American guy in middle United States, you were like, okay, neat. I'm glad my influence did something. Anyway, this movie is definitely a trip to watch the first time. And I watched the movie all the way through. This movie is actually pretty short. It's an hour and 37 minutes, which I think is awesome for what you want to do and what he was expressing in this movie. An hour and 37 minutes is enough time to get you everything that's going on and to play stuff out. To me, I did enjoy, I was intrigued by it, but at the same time, I had to go back and rewatch this movie after I got done watching the first time to make sure, like, did I miss something? Did he get the right guy? Because it was all over the place for a moment, and you throw you through a loop until the beginning of the movie, you realize, oh, she was just beaten to a pulp. And now she's perfectly fine. Like, this was a later scene. Like, I legit for a moment thought it was a later time frame where her and the boyfriend were finally like moving on. And in reality, no, it wasn't a later time. It was actually prior to the events that happened early in the movie. And there's no there's no backstory, there's no flashback in this movie. Like, this movie is not a flashback movie. This movie is legit playing out in present time, just in different sections. So what is the movie really about? This movie is about a guy and his girlfriend who loving each other, living life, like having a great time, just in a very happy relationship. She is pregnant. She's haven't told her boyfriend yet, but she's awesome about this. Like matter of fact, she might have actually told him. This movie is in French, I believe, so I had to listen to it in subtitle, watch it in subtitles, so I probably missed something. But anyways, because I'm thinking about how the movie was playing out, the scene of her pregnancy was after them in bed, so therefore she probably did tell him that she was pregnant. But anyway, this guy has his girlfriend are pretty much in a solid relationship. They're amazing. They're having a great time. They go to a party, and the boyfriend gets way too drunk, gets pretty much just acting a fool, and pretty much like antagonizes his girlfriend and his best friend. The girlfriend gets fed up. She's like, I'm going home. She goes home. She runs into a predator. He assaults her sexually and physically. It's a horrible scene. Just, I don't know why Gaps in the Way wanted us to sit in this one. It was not necessary to have it that long. You could have done the whole guy showed up, walked away, and left. But no, he really wanted you to sit in this one. This scene was like 10 minutes long. And I was just like getting upset. Because I was like, why? What was the point of this? What was the point of that? Like, it makes me so mad because I was just like, I want to help. Like, nobody's going to help her. She is screaming and crying and nobody's there to help. And the one dude who could have made a difference sat there and was like, sorry, bro. And that's not me. And then walked away and it was like horrible. And then he physically beats her up to a bloody pulp. And you're just like, this is messed up. Like, it's horrible. So the dude takes advantage, sexually takes advantage of her, physically abuse her, and from there the main character and his best friend goes down on a hunt to find the guy who did it to his girlfriend, and they finally find him and pretty much exact revenge at the end of the movie, and that's pretty much Irreversible. The actions of this movie are irreversible as well, so you can't get rid of that. So that's one reason why part of the movie named Irreversible. All the movies be in backwards. So it's reversible. It's a reversible movie, but it's not quite reversible because it's playing out, but the scenes are misplaced. And the things I like, the acting in this movie was great. I think the acting, everybody did bring 110% in this movie. It was great acting. You felt for the characters. You wanted to be there with the characters. You want to help out the characters. You want to do stuff for the characters. You could relate to the characters and you felt for them. It was definitely the acting in this movie is solid. The main storyline is great. The main storyline is also good. What is happening, okay, I can get behind this story-wise. What I didn't like in this movie was the shaky cam. I did not like the camera directing of this movie. Shaky cam, the close-up zoom-ins, the shaking, oh my God, gotta have shaky cam for this thing, gotta have shaky cam for this thing, gotta run down, shaky cam for this thing, run down the tactics, shaky cam for this thing. In the club, you can't tell what's going on, it's chaotic, it's all over the place, and I just kind of wish the movie no way would have made it less shaky cam begin the movie so that way you can figure out exactly what's going on. And I get it, he did it that way to throw you through a loop and throw you through a tizzy, but at the same time, it didn't deliver to me as far as I get what was going on, but for the fact you kept shaking it around so much, it was dude, just focus on the scene. You could have had this scene without the shaky cam, and I think it would still deliver in what you're trying to deliver. I'm not a director. I write movies, I write stories and comic books, stuff like that, but I'm not a director. So I can't really be like, hey, this is what I would do in this, but seeing other directors, how they relay certain scenes, I think you didn't need the shaky cam for this. I think a good way to do this, for example, Quentin Tarantino with Django Unchained. If Quentin Tarantino or Kill Bill, if he would have did something like that, the shaky cam at the end, he can do the ending of the movie first. That's fine. And you don't have to do a flashback for it. That's fine. But at least let us figure out what's going on. Why did they roll up on this dude? Why did they do this? Why did they do that? And then the next scene, them running down, finding places where's this club at? Who do you know this? Who's this? Who's this? Just don't shake so much. I get, the end of the movie's chaotic. Stuff is happening. So you gotta shake it up. But the beginning of the movie, you didn't really do that much shaky cam. You actually had a very pleasant setup. You can follow what's going on and you see what's happening. I get the progression to just pure chaos at the end of the movie. But doing that just did not work. It really was. It was bothersome. It really was. I would try to really get into it, and I was like, this shaky cam's throwing me out. I can't. I'm over. But then the horrific sexual assault scene, you're not tearing away. You have a very, 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 very big, long shot of just this scene going on. There's no different camera angles. There's no different angles. Nothing tearing away from it. You're just sitting in this scene, a long shot for that long. You're just so you're okay with this, but later at the beginning of the movie, you're now stored up chaos. Come on, man. I get what you're going for, but at the same time, too much. Just too much. Just too much. Too much. Too much. Too much. Grading time. I'm gonna grade Irreversible from 2002. I'm gonna give this movie a C minus. I'm gonna give it a C minus for me. I gotta give props for trying to do stuff and making it a little bit different. The acting is great in this movie. I didn't like the shaky cam. It really did bother me. But I feel like this movie is a C minus. A 70% for me. IMDb gives the movie a 7.3 out of 10. So that's around C minus, C range. And Rotten Tomatoes gives this movie, the critics give this movie a 58%. That's a F. But the audience gives the movie an 80%. So the audience gives the movie a B minus, and the critics give the movie an F. I don't think it's an F movie, no. Give them props for being different. I can see how critics might not like this movie because of how different it is, and then that long scene. But I appreciate Bobby for giving me the heads up on that, because that was something. But I don't think this movie is a 58%. No, that's wrong. I will fight the critics on that one. But an 80%, I can see how the audience try to shoot for that. I can give them that, but 70% for me, a C minus is where I'm at and where I'm gonna sit on this. If you see the movie Irreversible from 2002, or Irreversible, I feel like I said that a little wrong, from 2002, what did you think? Please put in the comment section below. Other than that, see you guys in the next episode of Movie Breakdowns, and keep being awesome. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. I really appreciate that. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. If there's a review you want me to watch or do, let me know. Please put it in the comment section below this video. Also, you want to watch the last episode of Movie Breakdowns, it's right there. Just gotta click on it and you'll be able to watch it. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Love y'all, and keep being awesome.